Hey everyone, what's up? It's your boy, your man, your best man, your father, your aunt, your grandmother? Well, that was stupid. It's UTKY here, and in this video you will know 12 people, yes, 12 people that can look at your credit report. But before that, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to this channel for amazing limited edition quality content. Otherwise, I'll just kick you out of class. So without any further ado, let's hop on to who can. Number 1. Creditors and potential creditors, including credit card issuers and car loan lenders. They can review your report when you apply for a credit card, or they monitor your credit once they have given you a loan or credit. Well, there are some restrictions. For a new transaction, you must have made an offer or otherwise initiated a credit transaction before the creditor can look at your report. It is important to be careful when you're shopping around, especially for cars. Dealers will try to get up to sign an authorization letter so that they can look at your credit report sneakily and size up your financial situation. With this, they can already see through you because of that and may manipulate, but they will certainly manipulate you. If you want to finance your car or if you're getting a loan, they can just change their end of the package long before even beginning their sales pitch. This request will then appear on your credit report and may negatively affect your credit, so be aware of it beforehand. Number 2. Mortgage lenders. They will literally carry out an autopsy of your credit report, analyzing it very carefully before offering to lend you money to buy a home, because they don't want you to lend out money to the wrong person. I mean, why should they even in the first place? If you are seeking to borrow $150,000 or more, all the information will be provided to the lender. So mortgage lenders often see information that wouldn't be provided to other creditors. Number 3. Landlords. They may get a report from a specialty consumer reporting agency that tracks rental histories, including evictions. So if you have been evicted and have a history of being a bad tenant, God bless you. See my video on how to improve your credit score to get started. I'll link it at the top as well as the description. Number 4. Cellphone companies. Yes, cellphone companies may want to know which payment plan you may be eligible for and whether any security deposit will be required from you. Number 5. Utility companies. Utility companies can also request your credit report. However, there are often state rules that prevent utility companies from denying you service in many circumstances, even if you have a really bad credit. Negative marks generally should matter only if you owe money to a utility company from which you normally seek service. Even then, if that's the case, most utility companies are still required to offer special payment plans and programs for people with low income that allow you to get affordable utility service, making it affordable to everyone. Number 6. Student loan lenders. I mean, it's a no-brainer. All federal student loans are made directly by the government. They are not offered by private lenders. Generally, you cannot be denied a direct federal loan based on your credit worthiness or your credit score. I mean, they'll be barely 18 applying for a student loan, but credit will be checked for parents applying for plus loans. And you cannot get a new federal loan if you are in default on another federal loan, unless you have made satisfactory arrangements to repay it. However, lenders of private student loans can use credit reports in connection with making loans or monitoring existing loans. Number 7. Employers. Tens of thousands of employers review credit reports as part of evaluating job candidates. Employers use this information to judge financial honesty and integrity, as well as the risk of bribery of people with a lot of debt. And once you're hired, employers can use the report for just about anything related to the job, including promotion and reassignment decisions. Before ordering your credit report, employers must first get your written authorization, just like those car dealers, and provide certain disclosures. Deciding whether to authorize an employer to get your credit report leaves many employees and job applicants in a blind. Because if you say no, you may look like you're hiding something and be turned down for the job. If you say yes and the employer doesn't like what it sees or what he or she sees in the interview, you may have the right to see your report and dispute any accuracies before being rejected for the job. But what if the contents are accurate? The best you can do is explain that your problems are behind you and you have little or no bearing on job performance. Keep in mind though that many employers never look at credit reports, and those that do often will not be concerned about your financial problems. I mean, why are you getting the job in the first place? You want to make some money, right? If you do have some negative information on your report, you might want to discuss it with the employer beforehand, before he or she sees the report. This would just give a good impression of you in front of them. Older information may be included in a credit report if you are seeking a job that pays $75,000 or more. So if you agree to allow the employer to see your credit report, it may include information that others won't get to see. I mean, everyone's getting some type of information that the other person cannot see, so that's just how our government works. I mean, just weird. Number 8, insurance companies. Yes, insurance companies can look at your credit report if you apply for a policy. Usually they are not interested in your credit history, but instead may ask about your medical history or about any insurance claims you have filed, because they just want to know that who are they dealing with. Is it a bad boy? Is it a good boy? Is it a bad girl or a good girl? Or just a credit reporting agency cannot provide an insurance company a credit report that contains medical information unless you consent, because that's your right. If you are seeking life insurance for $150,000 or more, the life insurance company is entitled to see older information that wouldn't otherwise be included in your credit report. Just like these insurance companies, there are car insurance companies that often use credit information to help determine how much to charge when offering a new policy. Insurers believe there's a strong correlation between a consumer's financial history and the probability of him or her seeking that insurance in the future. Number 9. Government agencies. Yes, they can request your credit report to determine whether you are eligible for public assistance. They do this to look for hidden income or assets, not to see if you have unpaid bills. I mean, as I said, everyone is just having their fair share of information that the other person cannot have. The law also allows state and local government officials to get reports to help determine whether and how much you can pay in child support. If you apply for a license issued by a government agency, it can look at your credit report if it must consider your financial status in determining your eligibility. I mean, you can just not have a person who has such a bad credit score and him applying for a job or a post in the government that requires so much responsibility. That's just a no-brainer. It's a no, because we do the same to that post and you, my people. So just be cautious, be safe, and stay home. But not all government agencies can look at a credit report. For example, district attorneys cannot look at reports to investigate criminal or civil cases. And the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services cannot get a report for an immigration proceeding or for reviewing citizenship applications. Government agencies investigating international terrorism can get credit reports. Government agencies can also get identifying information about you, such as name, address, former addresses, places of employment, or former places of employment from credit reporting agencies, even if they don't have a purpose related to credit, eligibility for services, or child support. Number 10. Entities that have a court order. Even a person, an agency, or a business that does not have another permissible reason can get your report if it can get a court order. And that's not easy to do, so just don't worry, because that's just a very hard job. For example, the IRS may get a summons that allows access to your credit report. Generally, you would have a notice and a chance to oppose the request for a court order. So don't worry in that circumstance too, because you always have the right to fight back, my friend. Number 11. Collection agencies. Yes, they can look at your report when trying to collect an overdue debt from you. They mainly do this to try to locate you or learn more about your assets. Number 12. Debt collectors. They are trying to collect a debt based on a credit transaction involving a regular creditor who can look at credit reports in order to decide whether to begin collection efforts against you or not. They can also use reports to locate you or your assets. So just be aware of these sneaky guys, because they can be after you while you're watching this video. Just like FBI. I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I got killed. Most other people and businesses cannot legally request a copy of your credit report, like in a divorce, child custody, immigration, and other legal proceedings of the similar sort. Since it's not always easy to find out if someone who should not have access to your credit report has requested and has received one, so a way to detect these unauthorized users is to look for unfamiliar names or businesses in the list of inquiries. The list of inquiries, you can just find it in your credit report when you order one. If you feel or notice someone has requested your report illegally, you may be able to sue for violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which is known as FCRA. You will probably need the help of a lawyer to do this, so if someone has, just get a lawyer. You should also complain to state and federal government agencies. That was all for this video. I'll meet you in the next. Until then, peace.